Kia ora and welcome to another digital presentation from Revolution Tour. Today's chat is all about your Taha Hinengaro, or your mental and emotional health.
My father tried to teach me human emotions.
Look, if you want to say 2020 has been an emotional year, I'll give you that. It's definitely been one of those years. We had the bushfires in Aussie, the global pandemic, Kobe passed away, Rip Mamba! World War III almost happened, we had the bombs in Beirut, we had protests, Nicki Minaj released WAP.
Whatever happened to the values of humanity?
I mean, sometimes it seems life is just like that. Things hit you from out of nowhere. Like sometimes things can be going really good and then you get some bad news. Or maybe you're just figuring out what you're capable of and someone says something that just smashes or obliterates your confidence. Or maybe you finally just start talking to the person you like. And then you realize that your mate's talking to them too.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
It can really be like that, just one thing after another. But I reckon 2020 is a really good lesson about life in general. There are ups and there are downs, there are good days and there are bad days. But just as we know good days can end, so do bad days too. So it's always worth hanging on.
And that's a fact.
Now some might think expecting challenges is a real negative way to look at life. But I reckon if we can begin to accept that challenges are a natural part of life, we'll be able to respond better when they happen.
Sounds fantastic.
Part of managing your response to difficulty is learning how to control your emotions.
My emotions!
Yes, your emotions.
Little emotion.
Now this is called self-regulation or emotional first aid, which is just the practical ability to keep your emotions in check. Now why do we need to keep our emotions in check? Well, tell me if you recognize any of these situations.
Ja, meneer, je had een opmerking.
Ik heb hetzelfde. Ik ben eigenlijk bij een vrij eenvoudige ingreep ook gekwetst geraakt aan de stemband. Maar
Ik vind dus dat dit niet kan over dat gebeuren is.
ik vind het vrij ergerlijk, meneer.
That sucks.
Oh,
From Green Hill in Sheffield. Her parents are here, perhaps the proudest of all in this 25,000 crowd, and a moment, an awful moment, because the flame has gone out. Helen Sharman took a nudge there, and she now runs around the track, the flame extinguished.
I can guarantee some of you might have experienced some of those before. So I'm going to talk to all the people under 25 because you are what we would call emotional beings. Now that doesn't mean because I'm over 25, that I'm not an emotional being. It just means while you're under 25, you are developing a part of your brain called your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for like decisions based on safety, judgment, rationale. So what you're leaning on instead is this part of your brain called the amygdala, which is responsible for feelings and emotions. So you process most of your decisions through your feelings.
Sounds cool.
That's not a bad thing because emotions are a good tool to have, but emotions make better passengers than they do drivers. So it's really important we learn to master our emotions before our emotions master us.
Control your emotions.
Emotions are brilliant motivators and they compel our actions. This can work positively. Like I remember when I met a girl I really liked who's now my wife. I got super motivated and started running every day and working out. I actually lost about 15 kgs and got really healthy before I asked her out, which is pretty cool.
I don't believe you.
But on the flip side of that, emotions can also compel us to negative behaviors. Like when something really gets to me, I've got a tendency to isolate, withdraw, push people away, and even overeat.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm going to give you 2 practical tips that you can exercise daily to help you build some internal resilience and succeed in life, but also begin to get control of your emotions. The first one is to HALT. HALT stands for hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Here's how it works. If you can do this a few times daily, halt, stop what you're doing and ask yourselves these questions. Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Or am I tired? And where you can, begin to fix what you can. If you're genuinely hungry, try and eat something filling and nutritious. If you're angry or upset, try and figure out why that is. Process it. Give yourself the space to do it, and then talk to someone about it. If you're lonely, get some good people around you, or call someone and let them know where you're at. And if you're tired, you probably need to go to bed earlier, but if you can take a quick nap, that's going to really help too.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Now, the reason HALT is so important is because these are some of the basic needs we have as humans. And if these aren't being met and begin to stack up, it can in turn play with our emotions, which can lead us into some self-destructive behaviors.
Okay, self-destruct time.
Let me put it simply. If I didn't get enough sleep last night and someone said something to me that made me angry,
You are absolutely not cool.
the likelihood of me making it worse is going to be much higher because I was tired and irritable too.
Oh, that's not good. No, that come back and bite us in the ass.
So let me flip it and put it back on you. Let's say you were feeling lonely and a challenge arose for you. The likelihood of you reaching out to someone in that situation that could help you isn't going to be very high, which is why it's so important sometimes we stop, halt what we're doing and take inventory on where we're at and address some of these basic needs so we're not making permanent decisions during temporary emotions.
Thanks, Dad. That's great advice.
Tip number 2 is really simple and really important, but that doesn't necessarily make it easy. This tip is to talk to someone about where you're at. As good as it is for us to regulate our own emotions, sometimes that can be hard to do when we don't have a language for it or we don't necessarily know how we feel. Talking to someone can help us identify these things, but it can also give us someone to carry the weight with us. Now, if you do this, trust me, your internal resilience will begin to build. But I want you to remember, like we always say at Revolution Tour, asking for help doesn't make you weak, it makes you smart. So hey, why don't you take some time this week to figure out where you're really at and try and bring someone into your world that can help you when things get tough. Look, these things might be small enough to miss, but they're big enough to change your life. That's all from me. I'll catch you at the next one. Peace out.